Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand after.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Street Fighter Duel. Now, this video I wanna just answer couple of questions that have been asked, especially for the special summon characters, especially that Luke is now here. Overlord Bison was there before we made the priority list for them. I'm gonna just update it a little bit and really quick and talk about what units you should summon for and what units you should prioritize, and the units that work on low investment at 1 copy or double S or lower than that. So as you see, we see a lot of units right now that we have. How many units are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and there's also Gormagala Khan. There's the Turtles, there's all the other collabs so that we don't have here, that we can't see them. And these are good units actually, plus Luke, there's also outside. Now what are these units and how we can use them and which are the best? So at 1 copy, and I will highly recommend people that are free to play or low spenders, or if you're at SEA and you started and you have the same order as us with the releasing of the units, focus on these units because these are the ones that will help you. You don't need maximum investment on them. You don't need units to invest so much on them. And there's units that you should prioritize better than the others. So as you know, the first unit that we had as special summon was Akuma. And same like me, same like others, he was massive for bossing and he was absolutely fantastic. Of course, in some scenarios, the AoE damage came with Guile, came with Viper, came with different kind of characters like Dhalsim. They were outshining him, but for single target, he was dealing insane amount of damage. He was actually one of the best units in the game for bossing, and then he fell off, and basically we don't use him unless we don't have the units that everybody else went and built, like spenders and low spenders and high spenders. But as free to play, he was good if you built him, but I wouldn't highly recommend it. Even if you're an SEA or new account and you want to build these characters, don't build Akuma. He's not used. You can skip him completely. You don't even need 1 copy of him because he will not help you at all. His SS, which is his +5, if you want to use him as an assist, he's good as a master to fill in the slot. He doesn't deal that amount of damage. He just throw a fireball, doesn't increase your damages unless with his stats, and he will not give you bonuses. So you can completely skip him. Every 1 copy of him is absolutely fantastic for your account. You need at least 1 copy of him. You need to pull him at least once and have 1 copy of him. He's so important, detrimental, and he will help you a lot in story mode, and he will help you also in bossing in many events and many special cases. Until now, I sometimes use him instead of using Gormagala Khan as maxed, because this is the help that he gives, especially that his buff is consistent because he will give it throughout the entire battle. He does a remove combo meter from your enemy lineup, which is absolutely fantastic, will let you survive even more and deal one more extra rotation. He trigger with a C3, and whenever he have 5 stacks of Satsui no Iki, he drops his Hadouken and reduces the combo meter. One of the top tier units. If you're on SEA or if you're making a new account and you want to max him or go for him and get him to SS, it's not wrong. It will always be good. He will always be in the top tier units because he bypasses immunities when you build him to +30, 6 out of 6. He will deal more damage to bypass immunity. He does bypass immunities as a character. Absolutely phenomenal character. If I can rewind time, I would stop building Akuma and I will build Ryu instead. Now, for one other unit that works at 1 copy, which is Rich Honda. Rich Honda, yes, works at 1 copy. You only need 1 copy of him and you can do the Flame Adon or Fire Adon combo team with Street Poison and Flame Chan. If you spend and you got Flame Chan, absolutely you'll be in the top runs. Even at 1 copy with Rich Honda, you'll still compete for rank 1, 2, and 3. So 1 copy of him works. Now, of course, the more that you build him, the more his damages will help you, and the more that you shift to PvP area, because in PvP, he absolutely wrecks everybody. Plus, in story, he's super important because his C2 with the interruption, just like Zangief, if he's near them, he will interrupt them. His interrupt rate is absolutely spectacular. I'm using him and having fun, and I don't regret building him to SS. Actually, I want to build him to SS 2 stars because I want to get more stats on him. A great unit, actually, +30. 6 out of 6 will allow you. If you get him to 6 out of 6, +30, no stars on him, that would be absolutely awesome. And this is how I'm gonna keep him right now and go and work on something else. Now, another unit at 1 copy that works perfectly, which is Gouken. Yes, I always wanted to build Gouken. Now for PvP, hardcore, for showdown, if I want to go and compete, I want to build him and get him to triple S and get his cars, get his plus 30. He will be absolutely fantastic and he will give you bigger shields and he will be helpful and he will deal a little bit more damage. But for story, for tower, for progression, some cases and bosses, I'm using him with one copy because his shields will save the life and protect you from death, from fatal death, with a big massive shield that will protect you. And the shield counts towards his stats, so you put more gears on him, you give him an assist, it will count towards his stats, so the shield will be even stronger. So these units are absolutely great with one copy if you get them. Ivoryu, Gouken, and Rich Honda. Now another unit works at one copy, which is Summer Elena. She works at one copy, she's perfect, she gives you the buffs, she gives you the healing, she does the dispels, but if you want to get her to work perfectly, you want her at least to SS, and you can stop. As you see, I stopped at SS plus, I got 2 more copies, and then I thought about it, and I didn't want to triple S her. Now in the future, if I have the power or if I have the resources, I'm gonna do that and get her cars as well. It will be perfect and awesome for her. But I got her plus 30 and this is what I want. You actually want to just unlock her SS to get her exclusive. When you unlock it, she drops into the battle when you do her super and she gets the 3 seconds of immunity. Especially for bossing, it's amazing. Especially for story mode, she can tank for you a hit from a different character or a different enemy and you can stun them later and you can continue with your rotation. Absolutely crazy. She's a great buffer. She's the best support as a passive support in the game. One of the best supports. Because I'm biased towards Athlete Chun-Li. I think she's the most insane support in the game. So these units are super important. These units, you need at least 1 copy of them. All of them that I talked for you about them. Now the units that accelerate and becomes absolutely phenomenal. One of them is Visconde Vega. Visconde Vega, because his bleed is over time until the end of the battle. It doesn't stop or it doesn't get dispelled. You need to apply it and you keep units surviving and stall the game. The enemies will die by the end of the game because it's the bleed that he applies on them, which goes as true damage, bypasses immunities and kill the enemies, which is very fantastic. As you saw in different lineups in bosses, I was playing him with S plus and then to SS and my numbers were great. And now that I maxed him out, he's absolutely crushing it and one of my second best lineup actually for bossing. In story mode, I can't play without him. The only team that I have that can auto story mode in any stage is Visconde Vega. I just put him on auto, he defeats the lineup and that's it. This is how good he is. So you need to be focusing on. Another unit that dropped into the game and the minimum base requirement that you need him, and he will be good actually, is double S. When you unlock him to double S, make him plus 30, he absolutely wrecks the game. He doesn't die. First of all, and lastly, he doesn't die until you have nobody on your team, then he dies. Now we saw some bad bugs and glitches and that happened and they said they fix it and they fixed a little bit of it and they will continue fixing it until it works completely as intended. This unit is absolutely crazy. He's crazy. And he counters Visconde Vega on PvP teams. Unless you have Visconde Vega with Gouken, he can compete versus that and kill the entire team and keep surviving until he kills them in the end. It depends on the RNG and situation. But he's a counter, direct counter to Visconde Vega because he drops below HP to some certain extent. And his C2 absolutely, or his explosion when you kill him and he doesn't die, he come back, he kills Visconde Vega. So absolutely fantastic. I want to say these units are the most units that you want to focus on. These are the most important units. Now, another unit that was super hyped in the game when he dropped, which is Oni, still one of the good damage dealers. But so far we said soul damage is always countered. There's also units that counter soul damage or enemies that counter soul damage with the soul damage reduction. He still does insane amount of AoE damage. He's really great until the enemy comes and tell you, oh, soul damage does not affect that much or there's some reduction. Still a great unit. He's one of the best units in the game to deal damage. Similar to him, or a little bit similar to him, is Trendy Akuma. But Trendy Akuma does his annihilation one time and that's the problem because we need him to do it even more. So I will highly recommend, if you want to continue and build somebody else outside the collab units, you can build Oni. Oni will be great. Who shares Trendy Akuma and Trendy Gal will share the same spot, similar to Kami and Vega, which Kami and Vega, I love them a lot. These units are absolutely fantastic. If you really want to play super spammy combo with a fire team and you're having like Dawson building him, or you want to play him with somebody else like Viper, or you want to play any fire unit that came later like Banquet Kami. But Banquet Kami is a physical damage dealer. She's not a fire or a flame or a burn user. She is a flame character, that's all. She does not have any kind of things related to burn or whatever. She does just physical damage. So I would say Cammy and Vega are absolutely fantastic. You will run your combo for free, so keep that in mind. For the rest, Bad's Jury, I would say good amount of damage. You need to play slow combo rotations with her so she cannot miss her timing with her trigger attacks, and she buffs all the trigger characters, especially also Banquet Cammy with her EX and with her skills, she buffs also trigger. But Baddest Jury is really good, but I wouldn't highly recommend her. You have Evil Ryu, you have Gormagala Khan, there's a perfect Raphael. If you build him and you have Starlights, put it on him. Focus on him, he's really good. Focus your tickets on Rich Honda, focus your tickets on Visconti Vega or Overlord Bison, Gokin, Summer Elena. These units are 100% better and will help you a lot throughout the game. This is what I wanted to talk about these specific units. Now, talking about Luke, should you pull for him or should you not? Luke is absolutely amazing unit. He's a great debuffer, plus he survives a lot. Plus, if you're Wales, of course, the low spenders and the free-to-play will not adjust to this mentality of the showdown playing this unit. They will maybe get him to play as an assist to give the immunity, but for us on bossing as free to play or low spender, if you build him to 1 copy, 2 copies or S rank, he will be absolutely good for you because the usage of your C2. Now of course, whoever built him and maxed him out, they will have even more debuffs on the boss, more damage reduction, and will deal even a little bit more damage. Plus, in Showdown, he will bypass immunities and double his damage, which is really good. We did a lot of tests. It's funny. People will be seeing some funny replays and people will copy the same lineups. Big shout out to the Wales on EU that is playing him right now and absolutely destroying lineups that we couldn't defeat just because he is on the lineup. Really good unit for Showdown. I would say strictly PvP. His C2 is strictly for bossing, which is really good. We're still trying to find the best lineup for him to stay at with damage reduction. We're trying to stack 2 characters that does damage reduction, so he will shine. We will do that later, and hopefully we can find the way for it. Now, for the other characters, Gormagala Khan. If you still have Gormagala Khan and you're building for him and saving your starlights, for me, as I love Gormagala Khan, and for me he was one of the best, probably the best character in the game because of his mechanic and the story, pulling tag position, debuffing the enemies with attack down and putting the curse on them and buffing your team. Absolutely fantastic. But if you have starlights, I wouldn't recommend to put them on him. I would recommend putting them on another character of a collab, especially the turtles. The turtles came in and they made noise, okay? Especially Donatello and Leonardo are the main ones that I would highly recommend anybody to build. Now, of course, the main character that you want to build, and don't listen to the idiots who comes and tell you, oh, Donatello all the way before Leonardo. No, Donatello, you have many other units that can replace him as buffers, as supports, as anything. Build Leonardo. Leonardo so far carried me as free-to-play at double S. Imagine me having him triple S with all of his cars. He will deal even more damage. He put me on the leaderboards. He put me in the top 10 consistently. One of the great characters in the game. If you have starlights, build him. If you finish building him, build Donatello. If you finish building Donatello, build Raphael after that. Raphael is absolutely insane, and he's a trigger with the turtles. You can play him on the same lineup with them, especially that they introduced Action Guy after that he goes perfectly with the same lineup. Maybe you can play Luke instead of Action Guy, also works on the same lineup with them, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, the other unit, which is Donatello, I would build Leonardo, then build Donatello after that. Absolutely fantastic. If you have starlights, build these characters. Don't go and build something else. Leonardo, Donatello, then Raphael, then go for Michelangelo. Michelangelo with 1 copy works. This character, again, similar to other characters, this is the ultimate tank. He's so annoying if you're playing in PvP. He's the last one to die because all the stacks that he gives himself and gets from the turtles if they are on the lineup or if they are assisting him. Absolutely great unit, and I will highly recommend him. Now, for Virgil, if we want to talk about Virgil, where are you, Virgil? Virgil, a great unit. If you get him to SS, he will help you if he's an assist. If you max him out, is good for story and for the most important unit right now, or team right now, which is the Immortal team, that you can play him with Bison, and him, and you can play somebody else in the backline, like normal Honda if you want, or Sagat. These units do not die. You can play them together. It is the Immortal team, or there's many variation of it that people are playing it because the team needs a lot of time to die, especially playing him with somebody like Michelangelo as well. Really, really good, solid unit, good damage in AoE. Does not be competitive in bossing because he does not go through immunities, does not go through into damage reduction or soul damage or whatever. He just deals true damage, but the true damage have a ceiling and it's not that big. Now for Dante, Dante is absolutely good and they reworked him and he became even better. Where is Dante? Where is Dante? Here we go, Dante. Oh, I got some copies on him in the event. A great unit, you need to max him out to get his cars, to get his plus 30, and then you will apply also damage reduction. A great unit actually to work on as a debuffer. But why build him as a debuffer when we're gonna have a lot of units? And in the future, we're gonna have a lot of units. There's a lot of units in the making that they didn't announce them, that we saw and we had talks about them that have been revealed to some people and they told me, I don't know how true is the talks about the units that are gonna be dropped in the game and the 5 new units in the Street Fighter 6 that will be dropped in the game. I don't know how much it's true. I just heard rumors. I don't know. I don't have anything to back it. What I know is 100% there's a new character as SF6 will be dropped to the game. And if this is gonna come soon to the game, I would highly recommend saying to the low spenders and to the free-to-play, save your tickets, don't summon on Luke. Wait for that character because it will be a carry unit, which is really awesome because we need carry units. And yeah, these are the majority of, or these are all the units that you can summon with a special summon. I don't think I missed anybody. Again, Visconde Vega, Overlord Bison, and Rich Honda are the main units if you want to go and commit for. They are absolutely fantastic. I would say Oni also, Summer Elena also, Eva Ryu also, all of them are nice, except Oni. I would say leave him to the end and build these units. These units will help you throughout the game. And yeah, that was my advice to you. It's my personal advice. If I had an account that is pay to win, I would build these units first. If I have an account such as this, free to play, which you can check, free to play, if you have made a purchase, this will not be available on your account, which is I'm free to play. And these are the units that I went. Yes, if I can rewind time, I would go and change my Akuma. My Akuma, I don't want Akuma anymore, and he's not that useful in my account. This is how much I invest in him, everything. I didn't get him to plus 40. I got him to plus 30. I doubled some of his cars, not all of them. As you see, the cars you can see, if you level up, there's some cars that I spent on him. Still, he's not competing with the best units. I would change him to Eva Ryu. I would change him to anybody, actually. Anybody. The worst character in the special summons, I would go for it if it was AoE instead of the single target that he does, because this is how the game transferred into. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fight.